Alright, what's up everyone? It's Demise here, bringing you another Greaterplayer run, which is extremely slow. I'm trying to vary the title length, so it sounds really awkward whenever I intro, which is what I'm doing. I'm being a great success today. Anyway, when last we left off, we had Menkore at max line of sight, and Doan and Vesa were not actually there. They look like they're there, but they're not actually there. I killed them earlier. A couple of you guys mentioned talking about the Adder fight. Gordon particularly talking specifically about the fact that he died on the Adder. I actually do think that there might have been room for improvement, but given how much stuff was in my inventory at the time, I probably was safe. So, I don't know. Anyway, the answer I'm going to take for fighting Menkore is going to be moving back one tile like so. What this does is it restricts line of sight on these tiles, meaning that if I blink, I'm more likely to go either left or into this corner area here. I'm going to switch over to the hunting sling, fire a single round, and then ice blast the crap out of this guy. It's worthwhile to kill Menkore with ice blasts and whatnot, because, you know, you'll be able to kill him. Because he's an annoying enemy to fight. I should have probably switched to the sling bullets, but I was also intending to fire one more ice blast, so I didn't really feel like it was necessary. But yeah, I definitely should remember to do that because it causes me to... Sorry, it doesn't take any time to change your quiver. It's free, so I should have done it immediately. It was my mistake. Okay, every single time I start the video, I start off a little too fast. I think too much, and I'm like, alright, I already want to do this. It's kind of like having a suspended move, I guess. I was already thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, alright, I want to make that choice to move along. But I gotta slow it down, I gotta chill out, gotta make sure that I'm concentrating more on exploring the dungeon. Okay, so Sigmund is still on D2. That is still a problem. But we are going to try to just ignore that problem for now, and probably come back when we can kill Sigmund without any real issues. There are a couple of ways that I can kill Sigmund that are pretty easy. The first one is this Ice Blast wand, which I kind of don't want to waste the rest of the charges for. I have 4, I believe. Oh, excuse me. I have 4, so that's enough to kill a couple of enemies. I don't really want to waste it on just Sigmund alone. I'm pretty sure that I'm of like a decent EXP level at this point in time. So there's no real point in me doing anything. Hang on one sec. Where is my... Oh, alright, I seem to have lost my stuff. I just realized there was something on my desk that I was supposed to have, and then I just kind of misplaced it, I guess. I'll have to look it up later. That's fine. Okay, moving on to Dungeon 4. Or Dungeon 5, sorry. Alright, this is an empty corridor, and I am in a just a one-tile corridor. That's fine. I'm going to explore down using the Shift Moved command to explore slightly semi-automatically. Man, Edmund the Younger. Okay, I think at this point we've killed more uniques than actual creatures, I think. Killed Menkore, Doan, Devesa. We then fought Sigmund, and now we have to fight Edmund. He's holding a Flail of Crushing, which is not a bad thing at all. I'm going to just go ahead and ignore him for the time being, and probably come and fight him when we're a little bit stronger. We're going to wait till he's right here before leaving the upstairs, because we want him to be as close to that upstairs as possible, so that when he tries to wander around, hopefully he'll sit in his place. He won't bother us when we try to go in other places in the dungeon. Okay, another set of things to do. A bunch of orcs around me. This isn't too bad. It's a free pull upstairs. Will I come back downstairs is the question. Okay, so knowing one of the upstairs is guarded by Edmund, and knowing that this upstairs, this downstairs here, or upstairs, depending on how you see it, is guarded by 2 orc wizards which can which can confuse me, I think it's not worth it for me to try to leave. Try to come back down there. I'm going to go ahead and bend space now to blink out of the bad scenario. Get into a corridor, just shoot these guys down. The sling is actually very strong for killing enemies. I'm going to switch to my trident now. Use tab just to kill them. It's not a huge deal. It's not a very dangerous set of enemies, so I'm not like super worried about them. But I will have to go down this third staircase now, and hopefully things will go well. Oh, also, I have a blowgun that I missed. I don't know how I missed a blowgun. That was incredible, but I did miss it. So thank you for the person who told me about the blowgun. Again, I should not have wheeled ID'd it, but I just did it because I'm like, I already have removed curse. It's fine. The blowgun is pretty decent for just applying poison stacks if I need to. Are there any other needles? Confusion. I don't really think confusion is like very good at zero throwing. Blowguns used to be much better back when they, let me just, goddamn, I'm really like self-conscious about it now. I swear I had this, oh there it is. One moment. Sorry, that was my bad. I just had to make sure that my nose wasn't bleeding. I was like, oh crap, I need to make sure I get a tissue box. Alright, anyway. Yeah, the marginal cost of wielding a cursed blowgun was not exactly that high, so I was like, whatever, it doesn't really matter, because I can just remove curse it anyway. Blowguns are good at throwing poison needles, applying a bit of poison, but unfortunately, they have nerfed it so that it's not quite as effective at low skill levels of throwing, which is fine. There's not super, like, a huge amount of times that I would want to be using this blowgun. But it does synergize very well with Blink, which is very good for me. Alright, so I'm holding my hunting sling. I'm remembering to hold on to it this time around. I'm going to slowly explore with Shift. These long corridors can be made much safer by me using Shift Move. As I said, I think I said this last video as well, but Shift Move is actually very safe because every time I come to a junction, it will actually alert me of the fact that I have come to a junction. It won't like just keep pushing me forward. Okay, here's an enemy that is basically an upgraded version of the Adder. What will you do? So I'm gonna hit Shift Dump, go exclamation mark dump like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab this and paste it in. Sorry that I have to do this in the middle of the video, but if I don't do it, I'm not going to remember to do it. And snip this. It's another puzzle here. All right, so knowing this, knowing what we have here, what would you like to do? So there's an ant. He's fairly close to you, but ants are actually faster than you. They will actually catch up if you try to run away. You have these items. The Wand of Ice Blast, for example, could be useful. Scroll of Fear, the Sling, all these good things. What would you use? I'm going to give you a second to pause the video. Maybe leave a like. Maybe comment. Maybe post a meme. Join my Discord. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. The other one. The one where I write homoerotic fan fiction about Sigmund and Edmund. Yeah. That is not actually... It's on my WordPress. It's not actually a YouTube channel. Check that out. Alright, I assume you're done now. So the answer for me, at least, would be fire the blowgun at the guy. He's susceptible to poison. If it does hit, it's more than likely lethal poison. Ants have very low HP, and they're R poison minus. So blowgun it is. Because the ant moved down in our line of sight, we're going to move down as well. Fire one blowgun, two, and we're going to check how much poison he is. So it has about 16 hit points. I think I'm going to fire one more, just in case. Like, as in one more hit. I believe that's now lethally poisoned. I'm going to now back off. I don't mind if he hits me one or two times here. That's fine. He didn't even get to hit me at all. The blowgun was very effective at dealing with the ant. Alright, excellent. In fact, I might actually hold on to the blowgun. Okay, puzzle number 2. Hilariously, right next to one another. I'm not going to use... It's going to be the same snip, the same blowgun. Sorry. It's going to be the same, like, Morg file, so there's not really any point. But I'm going to just go ahead and make that my 7th puzzle. Puzzle 7. There we go. What would you do? So here you can take a pause again, you know, take a look what's in your fridge. Maybe there's an ogre in there. You don't know. Alright, the answer to this question is probably going to be the same thing, but first I'm going to back off into this area here. Blink will be very helpful in creating a lot of space for me. So I'm going to do that by backing off into this area, up and around. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Alright, messed up. That's fine though. Now that he's in melee with me, I want to run all the way back to this corridor, and I'm going to blink here. Why am I going to blink here? Because there are a lot of tiles that are safe, and there are not that many tiles that are not safe. Alright, that's fine. Throw some needles. And I'm going to repeat the process here. So I'm going to pull him up. God damn it. Game, stop, please. Let me play the game. Alright. So I'm going to bend space again. And one more time. And one more time. And that's going to give me a lot more range. And then I'm going to fire more needles. And then he's dead. This guy is severely wounded and heavily poisoned. I can just walk away now. Oh, never mind, I missed. Alright, surely this is enough. There we go. Excellent. Alright, so the Draconian got grey. Probably my least favorite Draconian color, but probably one of the strongest ones. Grey Draconians are basically like shit gargoyles. You don't get any resistances, you don't get any R-Elec, R-Poise, R-Torment, R-Negative. You still have the vestigial shitty wings, so you can't wield any body armor, but you do get access to +2 in Earth Magic, -2 in Air Magic, and you gain quite a bit of AC. I have now 11 free AC instead of the, I think, 7 I had before, so that's pretty good. And eventually I'll get a decent amount of AC as well. This character is now also able to walk into deep pools of water without really drowning, and I don't know if he suffers the same encumbrance ratings as if he suffers the same encumbrance rating as other characters, but I assume that he has some benefit in the water other than just being able to walk through it. I don't know. I actually don't know that exact tidbit of information. But either way, we've got a color now, which represents a monumental increase in our strength. So I'm pretty happy about that, regardless. Alright, again, I'm going to go push for that wand. Wand of Digging, that's an excellent pickup. Okay, mashing my head on the walls because of V keys, or V keys. Alright, again, I'm going to try to explore a little bit more conservatively. I'm not going to push too far into the unknown before I retreat back. My goal is, of course, to reveal, ideally, one tile of line of sight per movement. Okay, so there's another orc here. I'm going to fire, and I'm going to back off. Well, he's not going to follow me. I'm going to back off now. There we go. And lure him all the way over here. The orc himself doesn't represent any danger at all. He's actually a very harmless enemy, but the orc wizards are the ones that I'm worried about. In fact, they're so worrisome that I actually am considering right now using the Ice Blast wand. Again, I moved too fast, too quickly. But Edmund is effectively going to be just the same as the Ogre, unless that Shiny Chainmail is R-Poise. It is not, because I hit him with the Poison Needle, and he was poisoned. Okay, so we're going to treat him exactly like we treated the Ogre. Edmund doesn't have as much... God damn it, stop, please. Edmund doesn't have as much damage as the Ogre, but he will still do a hefty amount. We want to try to stack poison on him and continue to refresh it as many times as possible. Again, I want to blink when I'm next to him to create as much space as possible. And I kind of want to blink when we're in the middle of this corridor rather than at the corners. The corners represent a little bit less space that I could have had. Alright, is he heavily poisoned now, I believe? Either way, I'm just going to keep backing off. There's no point in engaging this opponent if I don't need to. And now we have killed him. Not bad. So the flail doesn't really seem to be relevant to us. It could be good. In fact, it probably is good. But I'm going to use the trident for now. The flail has how much base damage? 10. Damn, that's pretty good actually, compared to this trident. But there's no cross-training benefit, so I don't think I should. I've already wasted a lot of EXP into polearms anyway. Alright, at this point, my polearm is swinging at 1.0 speed. I think it's time for me to start training invocations. Having my weapon swing at 0.1 speed is just good in general, because it means there's no chance of me taking extra damage. Oh, excuse me. Due to random energy or anything. There's no like random integer overflows, none of that bullshit. Just one attack per turn, that's fine. Training invocations is going to be helpful for me because, again, I want to get Banishment up as soon as possible. I'll explain Banishment when I get it. Mostly because I'll have access to the description, which is going to be more helpful to explaining than, you know, just not doing that. Alright, again, I was a little bit suboptimal there. I just kind of moved without thinking. But at this point, an adder is not going to kill me through 24 defense and, like, actual weapon skill. It's a fairly mediocre enemy now. Alright. Continuing along this path, I actually want to go and try to push towards the upstairs again, because Edmund is now clear of this area. I'm happy to kind of explore around, see what's going on. I should also switch to my ranged weapon while exploring to make sure that I get first mover's advantage. I get a free attack of initiative. Alright, again exploring just in circles. I'm going to go over here now just to be a bit more thorough with my exploration. Okay, cool. I'm going to use this upstairs as a proxy upstairs. So I'm going to be able to explore deeply into here. Alright, that guy has a hand axe of electrocution. I really do not want him to attack me ever. Managed to kill him very nicely there. And there is a wizard now. So the wizard can, again, confuse me. That's a bit of a worry. So I'm going to back off towards the upstairs. The ball python here can actually constrict me. So while he's not a dangerous threat on his own, he's actually quite a threat if he manages to constrict me and then I get confused. Obviously, at this point, I think it's kind of irrelevant because I have 63 hit points, which is something that an orc wizard really can't punch through. But we're still being fairly cautious regardless, just to be on the safe side of things. Alright, again, knowing that the orc wizard is next to that area, I'm going to switch over to the blowgun. Orc wizards are not known for their vitality, so I'll just be ready. If I land a good shot on her, I'll just be able to get a free kill. Him or her. Whatever they are, really. Doesn't really matter. I don't even know if orcs have genders, to be honest. Alright. There's a bunch of enemies here. Walk back. They're not poison resistant. Sorry, they're not poison affected, so I'm just going to get into this corridor. Shadow Imp and a skeleton are not going to kill me again. I'm going to stand on this upstairs while healing. And then continue the exploration. Okay, I'm going to explore in this left area here. Trying to, again, make sure that my line of sight is as circular as possible. Despite the fact that they made it rectangular. I don't want it rectangular. Okay, this orc wizard has not noticed me yet. So I'm going to pull back. Oh my god. That was Vicky's, that wasn't me. And I'm going to actually switch to the blowgun. If I can get a good shot off on him, this is okay. Okay. The wizard is now right next to me, and the chance of me hitting her or him with my blowgun was very minuscule, so I switched over to Trident. If things go wrong, I can always blink. I also have a Fear Scroll. I have also a Might Potion, which is not as relevant. But effectively, I just want to kill the Orc Wizard. Alright, excellent. I'm going to now back off. There's one Orc next to me. I can pull upstairs, can fight, and can continue down. Again, that's not a very dangerous situation. I was just worried more that the second Orc Wizard was going to be there. That was more like the pressing issue. Not so much the fact that there was a second Orc. Like I said, I'm not going to go for like absurdly, ridiculously safe play. That seems kind of just a waste of time. And it increases the chance of me running the food clock down. What instead I'm trying to do is just make sure that I'm safe. Or as safe as possible. I'm going to back off to the upstairs here again. Fire rocks at the orc until he dies. Switch to the weapon. Stab him up. And then eat his corpse. Excellent. Alright, not bad, not bad. So once I'm kind of at this point in the game, I can afford to be a little bit more quick with my movement. I have a good amount of resources now. And I'm actually fairly strong. I will try to remain a little bit slow though. I won't like go crazy with the speed up. I'm just gonna go a little bit faster. Just because this floor is mostly completed. A lot of the challenges have already been done. I'm just now kind of mopping up the problem, so to speak. Here's a couple of orcs. I do have my back to the unknown, but again, these two orcs are just kind of irrelevant to me. They're not really threats. Like, even if they had, like, plate armor, I would eventually just kill them through sheer force of will, and they wouldn't be able to really touch me. Unless there was a branded weapon, that would change things. I haven't really seen that, though. Also, I forgot to mention that there was a dagger of venom that Doan dropped, I believe. I want to go get that. Alright. The Orc Wizard was wielding what? I didn't get a C there. I'm going to Ice Blast, and then I'm going to run. Using the Orc as a shield, I'm going to try to escape without getting confused. Okay. Alright, so this is an example of just me using my the Orc. Oh, that's a Dagger of Electrocution. Good thing I didn't fight that. Alright, excellent. So the reason why I'm using this Orc as a shield and not killing it is because if I kill it, the Orc behind him, the Orc Wizard behind him, could potentially hurt me. Dagger of Electrocution is a very tempting weapon to pick up. J goes down. There we go. Whew. That was a close one. Okay. I'm going to pull this Orc Wizard up. Oh, this regular Orc up. And we're going to go find where the hell we left Doan and Vesa. I believe we left him here. And we got a Dagger of Venom. Awesome. The Dagger of Venom is going to be useful because it lets us melee opponents. Which at this stage are going to be very important. Also, I forgot to unexclude this thing because Edmund is already dead. I think I'm going to try to avoid that Orc Wizard because the danger level is pretty high. I mean, it's pretty easy to kill him. It's not really that big of a deal, but, you know. Electrocution is electrocution. Sometimes it goes wrong and you just can't do much about it. Alright. Switch to the hunting sling. Make sure that I'm using it at all times when I'm exploring. We need to be mindful of the fact that there are Orc Wizards on the floor. They're down to the south and very far so. So I'm not like incredibly worried, but I need to pay attention. Also, I have some identify scrolls. I'm going to ID the potions because at this point I've already got teleportation ID'd and fear ID'd, which is good enough for me now. Potions are going to be next in priority. If I can get heal wounds, that's nice. Haste is also nice. Agility would be fine as well. You know, there's a lot of good stuff. Is this the testicles? Are these testicles? This is a chode. Look at this. Look at this little chode. Or is it a fidget spinner? Are we a fidget spinner? Is this... I don't know what the name of the vault is. It's either fidget spinner or chode. Like, it's one of the two. So, gross. The devs are so cross. No sense of dignity. You know what I mean? Disgusting. Alright, anyway. Just gonna tab through this guy. Another adder. It's fine. Gonna actually switch to the Dagger of Venom to fight him. If I land even one good blow, really, I can just kill him. Alright, I got Banishment. Awesome. So, Banishment, or Banish, attempts to banish a creature into the abyss. It's a beam-targeted spell. If the attempt succeeds, you gain some piety and half of the creature's experience value. Invocation skill makes it harder to resist. Effectively, this spell is cast the ability, one-shot a dude in line of sight. It is incredibly powerful. Its power cannot be understated. It is single-handedly one of the best ways to kill a Hydra in the game. So keep that in mind. It is extremely powerful. And I'll be using it to a fairly liberal degree, depending on how threatening the dungeon is. But I first have to wait for it to get down in piety. in chance. I believe that the spell failure chance goes down a little bit with piety, but the main way to get rid of the failure is to put it with invocations. Invocations will also make it easier to use because it'll be resisted less, which is very good for this character. Or just for characters in general. Okay, we're now at D6. I found some gloves. That's very good. And a second upstairs. Gonna wield the gloves. There's almost no chance of it being harmful to me, even if it was. Again, remove curse is fine. I'm now going to just explore very cautiously again, trying to move sideways and downwards as much as I can. Alright, so we found another adder. It was asleep, so thankfully we were able to back off into line of sight. Can I shoot? I wonder if I can just shoot like this, if it just shoots off into the distance. No, alright. It only shoots that far. Unlucky. Alright, here's a black bear. Okay, so the puzzle for this one is explaining why there's a threat of a black bear. What is the threat? And how will you deal with it? So obviously we're going to have to deal with the black bear at some point. What is the threat of the black bear? Is the question that I'm asking. And what can we do about it? Okay. Done. Hashtag. There we go. New paste. Oh, we also want to have the old paste. Create new paste. Brilliant. Okay. So, pause the video again. Have a think about it. I don't know why I'm making noise. It doesn't make any sense, but I'm giving a chance for those of you guys that are actually listening, but don't want to be bothered pausing. Just give you a bit of time anyway. The answer to the reason why I'm afraid of the black bear, and why I would say that this danger level is actually like a 7 or an 8 out of 10, there are actually a couple of reasons. First of all, my back is to a wall, meaning I may lose time trying to get away. The adder is already faster than me. There's a lot of unknown to the north and to the left. And also, if I end up hurting the black bear enough, he will go berserk, which makes him significantly more dangerous. So my answer to this problem would be use a venom weapon. Using a venom weapon to melee down the black bear will make it so that we are able to blink away when he goes berserk, and then he'll die to the poison. So we'll do that whenever we can. First priority, though, is escape. Okay, I'm going to pull the adder up to make it safer for me. It's fine. Pull the bear up, and I'm going to start jabbing at him. Okay, so now he's gone berserk. He will be much stronger, and he will be faster. I'm going to now blink, and just continue to blink until he dies. Switch to the hunting sling, fire a rock, there he goes. I mean, that's probably been like the most danger we've been in since the beginning of the game, but it still wasn't that bad. As long as we had the right choice to make, we were okay. So that's the way you deal with black bears, or little grizzlies. Generally just want to finish them off with poison if you got it. If not, you want to buff when they buff and avoid dying. Alright, again, moving in concentric circles. Didn't have my ranged weapon out. Need to really remember to do that, to be honest. But I just forget, because I'm foolish. It's weird, like, the thing is, I could play well, but I'm also commentating, and it's very draining to commentate and play very slow at the same time. You also lose a lot of nuance that you wouldn't have ordinarily. So in this instance here, there are 4 enemies that are all faster than me. The jackals pose no threat, but the bullfrog actually does. The bullfrog isn't a major threat, it's just a threat. But I will still be, I will still recognize that. But I will be willing to pull 2 jackals up, because the chances of him killing me is literally 0 at this point. I will actually out-regen the damage that the jackal does pretty much. Even if he max rolls every single time, it'll still take 21 turns in a row, past 25 defense to kill me. By which time I'll have regen like 20 more HP, so it's really not going to be able to kill me at all. Alright, switch to the Dagger of Venom, pull downstairs. Now I'm in a situation where there are 3 enemies what would you do in this spot? I'm not going to make a puzzle because I've already made 3 today. I probably should think more about making puzzles. I should try to get the best 3. But I don't want to overload puzzles. It just seems like a little bit of a waste. But what would you do? Let's just talk about it here. Alright. Well, the options are, of course, to pull upstairs. But that doesn't improve the situation that we're in right now significantly. It only protects us from 1 extra jackal, which is not a super massive decision to make. What I would rather do instead is move right, and attack in a corridor, which seems to be a little bit more effective. Alternatively, you could go up and blink, but again, that doesn't guarantee that the bullfrog gets away from you. That actually could lead to a worse position where the bullfrog is still next to you, but you've also lost yourself a bit of HP. So I'm going to move left, as I said, right here. I'm going to fight. Being very careful. I'm trying to stack on the poison. Okay, the bullfrog is now as sick as possible. I'm going to now bend space to create some distance. Switch to the hunting sling and fire some rocks. The rocks will hopefully finish off the bullfrog, but if it misses, it also has a chance to hit the jackal, which is also a very good position for me anyway. So I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so now we are in a very solid spot. We've killed a fair amount of stuff on this floor. We can now continue with a little bit more confidence. I'm going to go ahead and open this door and see what's up over here. There's another upstairs, so again, I'm going to use it as a pseudo upstairs, and I'm going to kind of just be happy to explore a little bit more bravely around this area. Alright, another black bear. This time I'm going to pull all the way around the corner. I'm going to shout at it, and I'm going to run backwards. Shout again. Hopefully it finds me. Nope. Okay, shout here, maybe? Okay, Mr. Black Bear is not really being cooperative with me. He just wandered off to the unknown. I don't like having my path to the upstairs be interrupted, so I'm going to not do that. We now know there's a black bear somewhere in the unknown. We have to be very careful of that. I'm going to shout one more time, just to lure some stuff towards me. I'm going to back off, fire a rock, and then continue on. Okay, another orc. I can just kill him. It's fine. Orc Priest. Now, this is another problematic enemy. We'll talk about how to discuss that. The Orc Priest can smite you for up to 15 points of damage. Will we engage or will we not? I'll leave that for next time's video because I'm about to pass out again. I've bled a lot today. So much so that I actually can start, like, my veins are starting to become a little weird looking. I don't know if that was always how they looked, but they're starting to look a little, odd. It's hard to explain, but yeah, I'm just not really in the good mindset to do this. In fact, I shouldn't have really played today. One of the key strategies in being a streaker is never to play at your not optimal, mindset. So yeah, I shouldn't have played today, but the channel does require a video a day, so I might as well do it. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be in a better position to, do a long recording session. Hopefully pull things through. I do have assignments that I have to submit today. I have an assignment that I have to submit on Monday. There's a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it here. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow.